Are you all right?
Just catching a few winks.
May I come in?
Suit yourself.
I've been thinking about what you told me.
Well, I ask you to forget it.
Have you been able to forget it?
It's my problem, Caroline. It's not yours. It's not really even a problem. It's more a self-indulgence on my part.
What does that mean?
So the old man got my mother pregnant. Had to marry her, which is where I came from. It's no big deal. Happens all the time. Still does.
Doesn't bother you at all, then?
Why should it? Sure, they don't hold it against me. It wasn't my fault. Even though that marriage was a disaster and probably never should have.
No, it doesn't bother you at all. Not in the slightest.
Let's put it this way. It's not the kind of thing I spend a lot of time mulling over.
But you haven't just completely forgotten it either.
There are lots of things I haven't completely forgotten.
We're talking about the fact that your mother was pregnant with you when she was married.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
Yes, it is. You know, I had almost forgotten
What?
how you try to change the subject when we get around to talking about your feelings.
Oh, do you want to know what I'm feeling? Right this moment?
Of course I do. I saw Thorne coming out of your office earlier.
You talked to him?
Yes. He thinks something's bothering you.
What did you tell him?
I told him that there is.
And what else?
Nothing else.
He didn't want to know?
You asked me not to tell anyone.
He must have loved that.
Ridge, my husband trusts me.
He's not bothered by you and I being confidants?
If it bothered him, I wouldn't be here.
You always were so painfully honest.
You make it sound like it's a character flaw. Why don't we get back to the subject at hand?
Which was?
What your mother told you. And more important, the fact that you refuse to admit that it bothers you.
Why does that concern you?
Do you know what happens when you deny your feelings? You turn all that hurt and that anger back on yourself, and I don't have to tell you what that leads to.
Ulcers?
At the very least.
Self-hatred?
Most likely.
And the lesson here, I guess, is to always own up to your feelings.
Very good.
When do I get my gold star?
Maybe you'll get a silver one. I don't think you've earned a gold one yet. Now, is there anything else I can do for you, brother-in-law?
You want to know my real feelings on that one?
I'll see you at dinner.